Hello authors, welcome to Talk to Mentor Season 2, where we teach you the ins and outs of being an author on Webnovel. Today's topics will be covers, titles, and synopsis. So stay tuned and take everything in. Your book cover is the first thing that readers will see on your Webnovel. Like every other product that you want to bring to your customers out there, it is very important to note that visuals play a crucial role as to whether your readers will pick up your book or not. A book with a cover that stands out from the rest will capture the attention and interest of readers. Having the covers of novels with complete information such as a title, the author's name, will allow a much higher chance of your novel being discovered. Having colours that match the theme of your novel plays a very strong psychological role in allowing your readers to be attracted to the novel. For example, if your story is a dreary romance tragedy, it is more than likely that by using duller colours, it will bring a more effective way in attracting the readers that you want. If it is a bubbly, happy story, using pastel colours and happy characters on the cover would draw in your target market. Also, please use theme-appropriate characters. If your novel is a sci-fi space novel, it would make no sense for you to put Victorian couples on the cover at all. As much as you want your novel to be seen by everyone, please do try to avoid clickbaity covers. So no lewd pictures, violent imagery, or anything of that contains risk. On Webnovel, authors should always aim to have an eye-catching title, one that is easy to understand, so that at first glance readers would be able to discern what the theme of the story actually is. Titles that are easy to understand and convey what the book is about will allow readers to quickly understand what the novel is about, and this in turn will intrigue them to read the book even more. Let me give you an example. If I give you a title like Repetition, the chances of readers clicking in is very low. While you as the author may have a clear understanding on what the title of the story actually means or how it is tied into your story, readers would not. Instead, using a title like Repeat Reincarnation would be a stronger title. In this case, it would already be clear to the readers that this story is about multiple reincarnations or something along the lines. So the next question is, what makes your novel so special? What makes it stand out the most? Webnovel has a wide selection of books. How are you going to differentiate your product from others? Let's talk about real-world examples. When we mention the word Dyson, you'll think of hair dryers or vacuum cleaners, right? So what is it exactly that makes them stand out from the rest? What is their key selling point? You, as an author, represent your own company, and your novels are your products. So do include your selling points in the novel as well. Which brings us to the next point, brand alignment. Readers would often read books according to the story theme that fits their preferences. Most of the readers won't have the patience to check out your book if the title doesn't fit the type of story that they are looking for. So when you are thinking of a title, please do remember that it has to be aligned with what you want your readers to perceive. Using the title Repetition earlier, it doesn't really align to what the readers want because it provides no context on what the story is about whatsoever. That being said, using JKS Manga's novel My Vampire System as an example, it instantly attracts readers who are looking for a vampire novel as well as a system novel. For male lead novels, there are also certain popular words to be used for book titles such as dragons, gods, demons, sword, reincarnation, rebirth, magus, system, vampire, werewolf, and princess. Try and use them if your story fits the theme. There is another misconception that is mostly seen for female leading novels, that artistic titles would invoke feelings that move the readers. For example, if you use the title If the Deep Sea Forgets You, it is artistic, but it can also range from a mermaid's unforgettable love to a sailor dealing with dementia. From what I had mentioned earlier, the readers won't know what your novel is about and would much prefer to go for titles that are easier to understand. You, as an author, would want your readers to know exactly what the novel would be about by looking at the title. Why? Because it is the simplest way for the readers to know what type of novels you have written. apart from the cover, with both the cover and title working hand in hand, you will be able to create the novel that will attract the attention of a potential reader. For genre, authors shouldn't choose a genre randomly. It is not a game of chance or a flip of a coin. Instead, they should choose what genre their book fits the best in. If the story is about space soccer team in a far future, you must assess whether it focuses more on the sport or on the space element. With this, you can make the decision whether you would like it to be a sports novel or a sci-fi novel. Don't just take the novel and put it into fantasy just because you feel like it will do well in fantasy. Because most of the time, there are a lot of novels out there that are based in fantasy, but not many readers would want to read it because it doesn't fit into their perception of fantasy. So let's go into synopsis. Authors often find that writing a synopsis is hard, or simply just a waste of time. But please do not put space fillers in your synopsis column. A synopsis is one of the first point of contact that an author has with his audiences. Imagine opening a novel with the synopsis writing nothing but, "I wrote it for the lulz." How many would progress past this page? While some authors put down a summary of the novel, others write poems. Some pen down their thoughts about writing the novel, but ultimately the most important thing here is to provide information that will add value to your reader's reading experience. The synopsis is one chance, one elevator pitch, 20 seconds for you to draw your readers in. The hard part is creating an elevator pitch that works. So number one, reflect on the main theme of the story or the unique selling point. The role of the introduction is to let readers further understand what the story will tell. So it is best to reflect in the introduction what kind of world background the world story falls under. Is it fantasy, Eastern fantasy, or urban? What kind of protagonist is the main character supposed to be? Is he an anti-hero? A jovial person? What kind of difficulties have they encountered? The gist of the story and the kind of things that the protagonist sets out to accomplish. The unique selling point is how your story is different from others, or what elements in your story you think can attract readers, such as interesting system, the special identity of the protagonist after the rebirth, and so on. Also, include a call to action to let your readers actually click into the story and read the story. Now, for female leading novels, if you think that the interaction between the male and female protagonists is a major aspect of your work, which cannot be expressed in just one or two sentences, you can also put an excerpt of some interactions at the end. So tip number 2, have a strong opening line. The first 3 lines of the synopsis are the most important because this is the first thing a potential reader sees and possibly the only part of the synopsis they will see if they don't click the view more. So it is crucial for you to put in important information at the first line to let readers see the information that they want. Avoid leaving your update schedule or warnings here in the first 3 lines of the synopsis. Those go at the bottom. The first 3 lines are prime real estate. With that being said, I hope you find your own balance of covers, titles, and synopsis. Thus concludes this episode. I'll see you soon. Check out part 2 in the description below. Hit that subscribe button for more content. See you on Webnovel.